Relentless sun, little water, and summer temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit do not make for a habitable environment for most of us. Yet, there are many species of plants and animals who know how to conserve moisture, deal with the heat, and survive in this sometimes bleak environment. Joshua Tree National Park is home to many different varieties of flora and fauna, and fascinating place to explore. Here, we had a close encounter with a rattlesnake too.
After 3 months in Yuma, we headed north towards Joshua Tree National Park. Along the way, we came across the Salton Sea, one of California's most polluted inland lakes. What looks like white sand is the ground-up bones of dead fish. No water sports nor swimming happens here, as the water is listed as toxic. Just past the Salton Sea and located 140 miles or 225 kilometers east of Los Angeles is the Joshua Tree National Park, a stunning place where the Mojave Desert and the Colorado Desert meet. The Colorado Desert is in the eastern half of the park, below 3,000 feet above sea level, and is part of the larger Sonoran Desert. The Mojave Desert is in the western half of the park at elevations above 3,000 feet. Here you'll find boulder stacks, junipers, yuccas, and of course the Joshua tree, which isn't really a tree at all, but a species of yucca. Like other desert plants, its waxy, spiny leaves have very little surface area, which helps them conserve moisture. Joshua trees can grow over 40 feet tall, usually about 1 inch per year. In February through April, they bloom with beige-colored flowers.
The Colorado Desert has fox, western diamondback rattlesnakes, kangaroo rats, and zebra-tailed lizards. The Mojave has southwestern speckled rattlers, black-tailed jackrabbits, and antelope ground squirrels. In the transition zone between these two deserts, you can see a variety of plants and animals that represent both. Who would have known that there are different kinds of deserts? Nearly 558,000 acres of Joshua Tree National Park is designated as wilderness, basically anything outside the highway corridor. There are a few places to enter the park from the north and one entrance from the south. We came in from the southern end, where we stayed just outside the park on BLM land. There were some pretty impressive campgrounds in Joshua Tree, nestled between the stunning rock outcroppings. Most were geared toward tents, van camping, or very small trailers, but we did see a couple that would accommodate larger RVs. This is definitely a unique place to set up camp for a few days while exploring.
Barker Dam is where the cowboys used to water their cattle. We hiked this small 1.3-mile loop past the dam and rain-filled pool of water, which attracts animals.
Okay, Barker Dam Trail is over. Loved it, did some bouldering, loved the walk, very nice. But sheep, we came here, one of the reasons was to see some of the mountain sheep that would be up on there. Didn't see them, don't know where they are.
The rock formations here and in other parts of the park are just stunning and call you to go climbing and explore. Its interesting rock-strewn landscape is an inspiration for artists, and you might just come across someone trying to capture this beauty on canvas. Native Americans migrating through here in their continuous search for food and water left behind evidence of their activities through petroglyphs, which have been found carved into the canyon walls and boulders. Joshua Tree is very popular with those who like to go bouldering and climbing, and offers so many different places to explore. Skull Rock and Jumbo Rocks. These rock piles began underground. Through volcanic eruption, rose from deep in the earth, and as the granite cooled and crystallized underground, cracks formed. The granite continued to lift up where it came into contact with groundwater, which eroded them, widening cracks and rounding off the edges of rocks. Eventually, the soil eroded and left these heaps of Monzo granite scattered across the land. In this area, we couldn't help but go off trail a bit to do some bouldering and exploring.
At one point in our explorations, Heather stepped down onto a rock and both of us heard the loud and unmistakable sound of a rattlesnake in close proximity. Heather moved away quickly, and we looked but never did see where the snake was. But we're grateful that she moved in the right direction and avoided a potentially unpleasant encounter. This Cholla cactus garden was massive, with Cholla stretching in all directions for miles. I think it's beautiful. So you're not going to do a lot of walking and hiking, it's just a short loop around, but you got teddy bear Chollas everywhere. As far as the eye can see, I've never seen so many. It's beautiful. Being a lover of teddy bear Cholla, I was excited to wander this part of the desert but I held back from hugging the teddy bear Cholla as they aren't as cuddly as they might first appear. Cottonwood hike. This 3 or 4 mile trail leads to some of the most remote and rugged country in the park. The Lost Palms Trail leads to 2 palm oases, offering shade, water, and seclusion for desert bighorns. Sadly, we didn't see any bighorns along our travels in Joshua Tree. This area of rock contains deep holes created over time as Cahuilla Indians pounded mesquite and other seeds into flour. Now this is cool. This is a solid piece of bedrock. It's been here for, a long time. Anyways, this hole didn't just happen after 1 or 2 people used it. Look at how many thousands and thousands of people must have used it to make the hole that deep. That's a lot of grinding of flour. Being springtime, the desert was in bloom with yellows, orange, purple, and white flowers. Many photographers were out snapping photos of this colorful display. Here, we encountered a gopher snake next to the trail. He was huddled under a bush next to where we were walking. We also saw many other lizards, including this Cholla, sunning himself on a high rock. The plants and animals of the desert are good at adapting to live in this harsh environment, a place where most would have difficulties surviving. The pinnacata beetle never drinks water and gets moisture from meals of fungus and decaying vegetation. Also known as a circus beetle because when threatened, it will emit a bad smell while doing a headstand. A few important notes: people have died here from preventable accidents. Be cautious, especially when climbing rocks. Pets are prohibited on the trail. Cell signal in most of the park is non-existent or spotty at best.
From beautiful flowers and desert oases to Joshua trees, Cholla gardens, and incredible rock formations, Joshua Tree National Forest is a gem of a park, and we thoroughly enjoyed our explorations here. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you on the road, or maybe in a Cholla garden.
Check out some of our other videos and subscribe to our channel.
New content will be posted weekly.